¿Qué pasó, güey? It's your homeboy Quetzalcoatl, hitting you motherfuckers up with another video. Got a little bit of boxing news for you motherfuckers. If you haven't heard by now, Glen Johnson, the Road Warrior, is making a motherfucking comeback. Former 2004 Fighter of the Year. As you know, his last fight was on July 13th of this year, where he lost a clear decision against Andrzej Fonfara on ESPN Friday Night Fights. That was a good fight to watch. I think I had like a 12-pack in me and shit when I was watching that motherfucker. Anyway, though, Glen Johnson has decided to make a comeback, and he's coming back on December 15th, and he's going to be fighting 24-year-old George Groves. George Groves is 15-0. As I said, 24 years old. He's a young fighter. He's looking to have quality name fighters such as Glen Johnson under his record. Glen Johnson himself, in an article on ESPN, he was saying that when he made that decision to retire following that loss to Fonfara, he felt that he had somewhat given up on himself at that point, that perhaps that decision was a bit hasty, and that during his retirement he sat down and he thought long and hard about his boxing career himself, and that I guess he came to the realization that he still has a desire to keep fighting, to keep, seeing if he has something left. And that's what he basically said. He said that he wouldn't know if he had anything left unless he got in the ring. Me, myself, personally, I mean, he's 43 years old. He's lost his last 3 fights in a row. Glen Johnson, the Road Warrior, I got a lot of respect for him. He's a very good fighter. Definitely a very exciting fighter to watch. But at this point in his life, I mean, he's just way past his prime. He's nowhere near the same fighter that he once was. And the loss to Fonfara, this is not taking anything away from Fonfara, but I mean, Glen Johnson just didn't have anything to offer in that fight. He didn't have the type of pressure, the type of strength, mental fortitude, conditioning, the elements that made him the exciting fighter to watch. He didn't have that against Fonfara. And Fonfara had youth on his side, and he does have solid boxing skills, and he was able to use those skills to get an easy decision against Glen Johnson. But had Glen Johnson been in his prime, that would have been a way different motherfucking fight. Me personally, I don't know what it is that he's coming back. It may be financial issues, if it's that. As I've said, with fighters in the past, such as Roy Jones and Eric Morales, who I feel should have never fought. And you saw what happened to Eric Morales on Saturday, where, this motherfucker got knocked the fuck out. And I said it, don't do that to yourself. And now, that shit was sad watching. And I don't want that shit to happen to Glen Johnson either. You know what I'm saying? Glen Johnson, he's a solid fighter, and he's put up great performances, like when he beat Antonio Tarver and when he knocked Roy Jones the fuck out. Let people remember you for that. Don't let people remember you for getting knocked out by a motherfucker like George Groves and shit. So, I mean, it's good to see this comeback. Of course, if it's gonna be televised, I'm not sure at this moment if it is or not. I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm saying? Glen Johnson is one of my favorite fighters from this generation to watch. Very exciting fighter, and we'll see what happens. I'm gonna be rooting for him, but just like with the Eric Morales situation, I know he's not the same fighter he used to be. So him getting knocked out or losing is very real for this upcoming fight. What's your opinion on this shit? Let me know if you like this shit. Hit the fucking subscribe button and all that. And this is your homeboy Quetzalcoatl signing the fuck on out.